Parents everywhere are shocked to learn that Bluey is female. I was shocked to learn this too, but I don't watch Bluey, so I've never heard Bluey referred to with she, her pronouns. But a lot of people were talking about this over the weekend because actually the show's creators chose to make Bluey female in order to challenge gender norms.
I guess. I have no idea.
The creators of Bluey have openly stated that Bluey is a girl, and this revelation aims to challenge traditional gender norms.
Why does everything have to be challenged, and why does everything have to be normalized?
Yeah, especially in a kids show, I don't know why that's a necessity.
I'm not even making it gendered or political. I'm just saying, why?
Despite her blue fur, which may initially lead to assumptions about Bluey's gender, the show's portrayal and character development clearly establish her as female. Common misconceptions. Many viewers, especially adults, are initially surprised to learn of Bluey's gender due to the association of blue with masculinity. The show's promotional materials featuring Bandit's more dad-like appearance can also contribute to this misconception. Bluey deliberately subverts traditional gender roles and expectations, encouraging viewers to see beyond binary gender categorizations. The show's creators...
Then why make it blue at all? Why not make it green?
Make it something else?
Make it purple.
Well, no, it's like blue isn't boy.
But that's...
We're counteracting the idea that blue is associated with boys by making the girl character blue. Even though Blue's Clues already did that in the 2000s.
Sounds still unbelievably binary to me.
Actually, this is kind of a deja vu moment for me because I watched Blue's Clues as a kid and was totally convinced that Blue was a boy because he was, well, she, I guess, was blue. I had no idea. Okay. The show's creators aim to promote an inclusive and gender-neutral environment.
Like I said before, when I was watching that episode of Bones and realized that the transgender pastor runs the inclusion church, I'm like, think about how not loaded that word was in 2008. Holy shit. The word inclusion did not carry the connotation that it carries now.
Yeah, especially not in the corporate usage. This allows children and adults alike to enjoy the series without gender-based assumptions. So I guess that Bluey being a girl and being blue is supposed to challenge outdated stereotypes and promote a nuanced understanding of gender. I assume that a lot of parents out there actually would not allow their kids to watch Bluey anymore if they knew that the creators were so ideologically deranged.
I don't know about that. Like, that's assuming the parents are paying attention.
That's the problem, though, right? Like, that they don't.
Or like,
that's the problem.
If the art is inoffensive and they're like, am I supposed to believe that the parents are like, wait, so you're telling me the blue dog is a girl? That our child isn't watching this anymore.
I am boycotting this.
I am girl-cotting this because boycotting carries gendered connotation.
It's also stupid to be like fighting against a stereotype that was created less than a century ago. Like, blue and pink have not been associated with gender for more than 100 years at most. But they're like fighting against it like it's this ancient...
Yeah,
like it's this,
like it's been around forever.
Like it's really not that deep, bro.
I'm telling you, this is why we need to lay off on the gender reveal party judgment, because they're reinforcing cultural norms that are being pushed back against constantly now. Imagine you're like, they do the gender reveal and it's blue. They're like, no, it's a girl. We're just pushing back against gender norms.
It's a gender norm that doesn't even matter.
That's the point. None of it matters.
Like, they're just under the crushing weight of the idea that blue is for boys. Although the idea that such a thing as boy colors exists is a demonstrably outdated stereotype, it continues to be a gender-based assumption people make, most typically adults, since kids don't seem to notice or care.
This is a symptom of a culture that has zero problems. I'm sorry. For all the problems this country has, the people who are running articles like this are not them. The people who are writing articles like this are coastal elites who don't have to worry about where their groceries, where their next car payment is coming from, who don't have to worry about the price of groceries, who don't have to worry about the cost of living. The people who have the ability to care about this are not normal people. They're not the average everyday 9-to-5er.
Yeah, and it's also worth mentioning that the people who care about Bluey, a children's cartoon show, challenging gender stereotypes, actually don't have children. Mm-hmm. They're the weird adults who watch Bluey and cry and then tell their therapist about it. That's who we're listening to right now. Bluey being a girl is worth celebrating, they say. But not just because she's a girl. Instead, we're celebrating the way that the show handles her girlness. Bluey often turns gender stereotypes on their heads.
Again, I am so sick of subversion. I am like, the best way, if you actually wanted to subvert expectations these days, you would have girls that act like traditionally girly girls, and you'd have guys that act like guys. But they don't want to do that. When they subvert expectations, they actually do the opposite now.
Bluey offers a natural approach to gender and play. All that matters is that it's fun. Bluey not only normalizes that concept, but can also help other less girly girls, less rough and rowdy boys, and kids outside of the gender binary, oh my goodness, to see themselves on television. Our girl Bluey is relatable to any kid.
This is not something kids think about. This is something unique to the brain of a hyper-political, of an academic, right? This is something for the brain of an academic, not for the brain of a child.
This has got to be a diagnosable mental illness at this point. Because I just know someone writing an article titled "How Bluey Gently Challenges Your Gender Assumptions." I just know that person doesn't have kids and doesn't plan to. Mm-hmm. And actually,
well, yeah, because of climate change.
It's because of their carbon footprint. But then I'm confused at this point what they're going for, because a lot of the gender activists are very pro gender norms. They're very pro gender stereotypes when it suits their agenda, right? If I'm a man and I put on high heels and lipstick, well, then
you're celebrating womanhood.
You should assume that you should call me ma'am, or I'm going to beat the shit out of you, because gender stereotypes mean something. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they also should be abolished. I just can't follow anymore.
There is no truth. There is only
the goalposts.
There is only the revolution.
The goalposts keep shifting, but what do we expect at this point?
It's Marxist propaganda. It's progressive Marxist propaganda, and there is no truth but power. There is nothing that matters except for the revolution. They don't have to make sense. It's why people being contrary to their past opinions doesn't matter to them, because all that matters is the revolution.
I still think...
There, I said it, because Phil's not here.
Aside from any of this gender crap, I think the worst trend surrounding Bluey is the parents and also non-parent adults watching the show and having mental breakdowns over it. It is frankly disturbing if you're watching Bluey and crying, bawling your eyes out and processing your trauma and reparenting yourself. Mm-hmm. You need to get a grip. Honestly, you shouldn't have kids if you're that poor at handling your own emotions.
I had a similar feeling when I saw Pedro Pascal holding Vanessa Kirby's arm and saying,
Dude,
I was like,
what is
why are you a public I was like, why are you a public figure then?
Did he say that? Did he ever publicly say that he has anxiety?
I don't know if that was ever actually said
totally
or if it was just made up.
All right. Well, Bluey's gender reveal is out there now.
Look, I'm sick of these types of things because I'm sick of subverting expectations. If you want to subvert expectations, tell a traditional story. That's the best way to subvert expectations now. Again, if it was actually for artistic integrity and not for political propaganda, and the whole point was to subvert expectations, you would be telling traditional stories of men and women now, because that's the far less common story to be told. Everyone's waiting for the twists now. Everyone's waiting to see the part where you subvert our expectations and actually turn gender on its head, turn masculinity on its head, turn femininity on its head. Stop turning shit on its head. Just tell a normal story, weirdo.
Oftentimes, it's not some big reveal. It's not some big plot twist or whatever. They changed the little things that they don't think you'll notice on your first watch, right? Like in Snow White, we're seeing that leaked clip from the new live action Snow White with Rachel Zegler, and they have changed her song lyrics in just the most like subtle way, where the message is just so slightly subtly changed.
Also,
if you pointed out, you seem like a schizo. Like you're crazy if you notice it, right?
Corporate. Like they're acting like somebody just showed up one day and this just happened. No, this is corporate art. A boardroom of 15 people then decided by committee. This was written, and then it had to pass through numerous hands before it ever made it to screen. You're not crazy. That's just the way things are now.
Yeah, like I saw the comparison between Whistle While You Work, the live action Snow White,
I thought the whole point was that
animated.
I thought the whole point was that she was living there, so she did the cleaning. Again, I don't know.
I watched it like relatively recently, and I think you're right. But there was a point toward the end of that line where she says like, and I'll take the broom, but they changed it so that Rachel Zegler would say, and you take the broom, so that one of the dwarves would be tasked with like dusting the floors.
He just got out of the mine. Let the dude sit down.
And it's something so stupid and subtle and little like that you almost feel like an idiot for pointing it out. You feel crazy for even pointing out something so small.
It's just corporate gaslighting.
But it truly is the epitome of gaslighting, and we're right to be sick of it. So now they've subverted our expectations in Bluey by making a girl dog
Blue.
the color blue. Congrats. That's your crowning achievement.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.